I'm News 1130's Peter Wagner reporting from my home in Ferndale, Washington, where we now have a slightly better idea of how this is going to go as we transition from the extreme social distancing measures we've been living under for weeks to something a little less restrictive, a little bit more like the lives we had before. Governor Jay Inslee says the models here in Washington state are looking good. They're showing that we are bending that curve. People are generally staying home. Non-essential businesses are generally staying closed. And because of all of that, we're making a lot of progress at being able to return society to normal. But he did say that there are two things we really have to do before the economy can really start picking back up again. First, we have to make sure that social distancing measures have worked in the long term, meaning we have to make sure that if we start rolling back some of those restrictions, allowing people to see each other in groups again, that we will not see a gigantic rise in the infection rate. Once that's complete, the governor says the next step is testing. Available testing, fast testing for people all over Washington state. He says the reason we need to be able to do that is so we can contain and isolate cases as they crop up. So hopefully people who have symptoms can very easily figure out whether or not they have COVID-19. They can be isolated, and then we won't see this great big growth in cases again. But as for a timeline, when this is going to happen, well, there's nothing on the calendar yet. Governor Inslee says we have to remain diligent with social distancing, and it could be weeks before things get rolling again. That's been a similar message to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who's been very cautious about providing a specific timeline about when distancing restrictions in Canada will lift. But right now, there seems to be a bit of a split between the Prime Minister and the President of the United States over when the U.S.-Canada border may reopen again. President Donald Trump, of course, has been signaling that he would like the great engine of the American economy to be running again very shortly. But Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said we need to wait a few more weeks at least before we even talk about opening up these restrictions on the border. And all of this, by the way, comes as the agreement to restrict travel is about to expire in just a couple of days. We'll be keeping our eye on everything in Washington state, Canada, and all over the world right here on air and online as well. For City News in Ferndale, Washington, I'm News 1130's Peter Wagner.